how are you? Semua sihat?
Alhamdulillah.
Mana Tiger Balm? Tak cakap. Tiger Balm could mean a lot of things. Huh? Advertisement. Tak lah. Macam, that time you mentioned you wanted to ask about apa ni? Trust
Yes.
Kepercayaan
Trust.
Oh bukan. Oh estate planning.
Yeah. Is there macam Islamic punya version or
Islamic version. Actually, what do you think macam when we talk about trust, what comes to your mind? Why do you why would we have it or?
I think it's more macam legacy planning lah. When you live, because like for myself, we have autistic children, right? So, of course, we want to leave behind the education yang terbaik lah for the children, so that we ensure that even when we are not around, there is some proper planning lah for them in terms of leaving behind, because we don't know eventually or at what stage we will go back to Allah. So I think it's good to have that in mind. Yeah. So is that like something from the Islamic side that we can somehow plan lah, these type of things. Yeah. So like I mean, from what I know, the general sense of having trust beneficiaries where you create a trust for future generations, your family members, and then whatever the assets is held by the so-called trust, and then the beneficiaries are just be able to like take up certain portion as and when they need to, and then there is some people managing lah, compared to just a direct inheritance lah. Yeah, so kind of like a legacy where there is something that from the Islamic perspective that we can plan that for our own family lah, in that sense.
Yeah, so I think
memang ada
English. Itu termasuk Melayu. Kita bawa Melayu. Okay. So anyway, I think what you mentioned in particular about instead of it just being a simple inheritance, there has to be some macam like holding of the assets lah before they actually acquire. So it's true that trust is usually set up to, I wouldn't say delay, but rather to provide for the beneficiary in stages. For example, let's say a 10-year-old child is supposed to receive $500,000. I think it would be close to, honestly, if we were 10-year-olds, what would we do with $500,000? I'm sure you would think of games and all of that. Maybe PS5 you buy a lot. So I think the idea is especially to ensure that the child at 10 years old, subsequently until they reach adulthood, they receive small portions of the money, little by little. So this ensures that there is no, or rather there's reduced possibility of the money being misused or lost in that sense. Another case, if let's say na'uzubillah, somebody has let's say a child who is a special child, for example. I mean, if given $500,000 or so, let's say anything might happen. Let's say misuse, or somebody tries to scam them and all that, and then again the whole family fortune will be gone in a while. So some of the trust function that we have seen is, for example, parents who give, let's say, we have had cases whereby they actually give the child, let's say, at 21 years old, $1,000 every month. Okay, let's say the whole trust fund has maybe $500,000, so they give the child at 21 years old $1,000 every month, and then after reaching 30, give the remaining everything. That can also be done in a trust. So I'm guessing for that particular parent at age 30, that's when he trusts the son fully to possess such a big amount. Until that is being held back lah, in that sense. Can only receive $1,000 per month. Yeah. So
the days after the parent still around, or the parent
usually, I mean, if you are
pass
talking
away?
about because so trust, there's two kinds lah. The one is a living trust. Living trust is basically a trust set up while you are alive. So basically, let's say now you want to build a trust, also can build a trust fund, and then you want to start giving someone some money, also can. But of course, mindful of charges and all that lah.
But from the Islamic perspective, is it is there any difference?
Living in testamentary, or
like living trust and all this, or is this just the same as
the trust itself?
Yeah,
I think it's not so much about the trust. I think it's about when do you initiate it. So if let's say, because living trust is during the time of living, so it's like a hibah deal. You already put it under the person's name. It is meant to be for that person somewhat indefinitely lah. Whereas for testamentary trust, you actually put it into the wasiat. Yeah, so That's where it gets a bit tricky. For example, if let's say you write in your wasiat 100% of the money put into a testamentary trust for your son, doesn't make sense. It will contradict what we can do in Islamic principles. But if let's say you put 33% of your wealth in the testamentary trust that you want to give to your adopted child, 33%, no issues, because it's adopted. So it's a non-faraid beneficiary anyway. It does not exceed your 33%. Then there's no issue in including such statements in your wasiat.
So that's the maximum, 33%.
Unless agreed by faraid beneficiaries to let go of their shares. Yeah. So I mean that one can be a consensus amongst whoever who is remaining, whether they are okay to let go of their share in order for certain family members to get more, for example.
Basically, non-instrument can override faraid. The faraid system must be in place.
There are, as in case. So what recently I did some reflection. There's always ways to go around in that sense. Legally, will go through. Like nobody will question or it might go unnoticed. But we have to question ourselves by doing this. Are we, not say purposely, but are we foregoing faraid or is it like hela? Like are we just like a loophole kind of thing? Yeah, so it's very important that I mean, if let's say the more you read up financial instruments, you'll be surprised by how certain things can somewhat like what you said bypass faraid in that sense. Like I mean, I don't want to give any ideas because
is it creative or is it memang
you can say that
normal
it's
case
like how to say there are some ideas that you see and then after that you look at it, ni macam like if pass away, like no more money to give for faraid only, you know, that kind of things. Like you might encounter it yourself actually. Yeah, but it's different. Like somebody tells you and then you notice it on your own. Yeah, and especially in such a platform, it's not meant to like just tell people, there are tools. Well, there are tools, but I personally don't encourage nor advocate for it lah. Yeah.
But sometimes it's not that the person wants to prohibit the other deserving people to receive his or her estate through faraid. It's just that sometimes they think that their son or daughter is most deserving. It's not that the others are not deserving, but their own children are more deserving. So in this case,
I have encountered clients who want equal share for children, especially like let's say they have 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I mean 2 sons, 2 daughters. It's not uncommon actually, parents wanting to give equal shares. Of course, there's documents that they can sign to relinquish their rights to the assets lah. But this has to be done, what you call it, voluntarily. Meaning, let's say the son lah. Meaning relinquish. Parent pass away. Let's say.
Oh, that one is parent. The parent was the one who planned. I want to give equally.
Yeah, but you as the recipient, let's say.
So the
let's say a father
can agree beforehand lah. In the sense like, okay, we agree.
I mean, they would have to sign a document lah. They will have to sign a document. So
that can go bypass the faraid.
When you say bypass, when they are agreeing, that I don't want any of, or rather I'm willing to let go part of my shares to give more to my sisters. Yeah, technically.
I mean, it's the same as given as faraid, but then they own self
give. Yeah, that's correct.
Give lah.
Actually, that's most ideal lah, whereby there is common understanding after, let's say, somebody pass away kan, common understanding among the siblings. They just say something like, okay lah, we share equally. Yeah, but
not always the case. Yeah, not always the case.
Yeah. We believe, or rather, we have seen that people change after death happens. Yeah.
Tapi enforced, but then they will go back to I want my rights as faraid lah. Then
that one is, I think maybe might go into court or let's say they were to contest lah. I mean, sometimes maybe in some cases they sign and then they said they were being forced. Correct, that kind of things. I mean, so basically all these things cannot be forced into making decisions.
But the parents have the right to allocate or no? They don't right.
Yeah, parents unfortunately, because they have to follow the.
So the dilemma is also the faraid is there. What it is planned, Allah knows best lah.
Yeah.
Like why you need to override that, right? Whether there's exceptions to the rules, but end of the day, I think the Islamic system is there for a reason lah. The wisdom behind it is there. So there's still macam like you said, they receive it, how they want to split it, they can still do that. That is out of
Nobody's
their own,
control, because it's their share.
It's out of their own. Like they know better. If my sister need, and then I give my certain part of it to make it equal or whatever. Then at the end of the day, there's still that consensus lah. The worst case is, like you said, cannot agree to it,
equal.
and then become a problem lah. Which I think then the default still goes back to faraid, and then nobody can contest anything lah, right? Because it's already, that is the rule. Then you have to follow lah, kan? Which also comes back to like this something that we have also lah in our religion. That I don't think any religion also have any kind of inheritance rules, right? So encompassing from our religion is that they are rules that we can follow in all aspects of life.
But just now you mentioned whether the parents can dictate. I think that's where hibah comes in into the picture. If you give before your death, there's no one stopping you. So,
Yeah,
I mean, true lah. I mean, nobody asks you to give everything. You can do it in stages or whatsoever. I mean, ultimately how I do it is usually I see who are the beneficiaries and I always tell them upon death, these are the family members getting what of your assets, how much, and then I ask them, are they happy with it? Yeah. So if say it's not happy, so that's where the discussion starts. What is the issue? And how do you think? How do they think they want to resolve it lah? In that sense, yeah. Some solution actually just give the money now. Yeah, that one is the least contest.
Before pass away.
That's the least contest lah. Yeah.
That is the all. But I mean, in the case of sudden death or unexpected to die, that's the issue. Yeah, I think all this come into mind also is because I've seen cases, because I handle business owners. So mainly the business itself is the one that is also left behind or not taken care of in terms of the legacy. So there's no planning in the first place. I've seen cases where it also got planned, also failed. So yeah, I think no matter how you try also, I think it's still within Allah's control lah.